Let's shift our focus to the AFC North, where it's a tight race at the top. The Baltimore Ravens are currently leading the pack with a 3-2 record, fresh off a 3-game winning streak. They've shown resilience, outscoring their opponents 147 to 126. Right behind them are the Pittsburgh Steelers, also at 3-2, but they're on a 2-game skid. Can they regain their footing and challenge the Ravens for the division lead? Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns are grappling with a tough 1-4 start, their only win coming on the road. They'll need to find a spark soon to climb out of the divisional basement. Lastly, the Cincinnati Bengals are also struggling at 1-4, still searching for their first home win of the season. Now, down south in the AFC South, it's the Houston Texans leading the charge. They've roared to a 4-1 start, boasting a powerful offense that's racked up 102 points. The Indianapolis Colts are hot on their heels, though, sitting at 2-3 after a tough loss. Can they bounce back and challenge the Texans? Meanwhile, the Tennessee Titans are looking to find their rhythm, currently at 1-3 after snapping their losing streak. And lastly, the Jacksonville Jaguars are also at 1-4, aiming to turn their season around. The AFC South is shaping up to be a thrilling race to the finish line. Turning our attention to the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills are holding onto the top spot, despite a 2-game losing streak. Their 3-2 record shows they've faced some challenges, but with a point differential of +36, they're still a force to be reckoned with. Trailing closely behind are the New York Jets, also at 2-3. They've struggled a bit lately with 2 consecutive losses, but their defense has been impressive, only allowing 85 points against them. Can they turn things around and make a run for the division title? Meanwhile, the Miami Dolphins are looking to build on their recent win. Sitting at 2-3, they've had some ups and downs, but their offense will be looking to find its groove. Lastly, the New England Patriots are facing an uphill battle at 1-4. They've struggled on both sides of the ball and are still searching for their first home win. Can they rally and turn their season around? And finally, to the AFC West, where it's the Kansas City Chiefs reigning supreme. They are undefeated with a perfect 5-0 record, racking up an impressive 118 points while only allowing 85. Can anyone stop Patrick Mahomes and this explosive offense? Trailing behind them are the Denver Broncos, sitting at a respectable 3-2. They've shown they can win on the road, boasting a 2-1 record away from home. The Los Angeles Chargers are currently at .500 with a 2-2 record. They've had some close games, and their performance in the coming weeks will be crucial for their playoff hopes. Lastly, the Las Vegas Raiders are looking to turn things around. Sitting at 2-3, they've struggled against their division rivals, with a 0-2 record in the AFC West. Now to the NFC. The NFC North is seeing a dominant start from the Minnesota Vikings, who are undefeated at 5-0. They've been a force on both sides of the ball, outscoring opponents by a whopping 63 points. Can anyone dethrone them in the North? The Detroit Lions are hot on their tail with a 3-1 record, showing significant improvement this season. Their offense has been firing on all cylinders, putting up an impressive 104 points. Meanwhile, the Green Bay Packers are trying to find their footing after a shaky start. At 3-2, they've shown flashes of brilliance, but need to string together some consistent wins. And lastly, the Chicago Bears are sitting at 3-2, proving to be a tough opponent, especially at home with an undefeated 3-0 record. Now let's head down south to the NFC South, where the race is tight. The Atlanta Falcons are currently sitting pretty at the top with a 3-2 record, riding a 2-game winning streak. They've shown they can put up points, with 111 so far this season. Right on their heels are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, also at 3-2, but coming off a tough loss. Can they bounce back and reclaim the top spot? Meanwhile, the New Orleans Saints are looking to turn things around. They're currently 2-3 but boast a powerful offense that's already racked up an impressive 140 points. And lastly, the Carolina Panthers are struggling at the bottom of the division with a 1-4 record. They'll need to step up their game if they want to compete in this tough division. And finally, we arrive at the NFC West. The Seattle Seahawks are sitting atop the division with a winning 3-2 record. They've had some impressive offensive performances, putting up 122 points so far. However, their defense will be looking to tighten up after allowing 114 points. Can the Seahawks maintain their lead in the Wild Wild West? The Arizona Cardinals are right behind them with a 2-3 record, proving to be a formidable opponent within the division, boasting a 2-0 record against NFC West rivals. The San Francisco 49ers have also started the season 2-3. Despite a strong point differential, they've struggled against conference opponents, holding a 0-3 record in the NFC. And lastly, the Los Angeles Rams are looking to turn things around. They're currently 1-4 and have struggled on the road, still searching for their first win away from home. Well, folks, that's a wrap on our whirlwind tour of the NFL. From dominant performances to surprising upsets, this season has already delivered its fair share of excitement. And with so many teams still in the hunt for playoff spots, the second half of the season promises to be even more thrilling. Be sure to stay tuned to Drips Media for all the latest news, analysis, and highlights as we head towards the playoffs. And that's a wrap on our sports segment for today. Stay tuned for more exciting updates and in-depth analysis right here on Drips Media.